What's up, you guys? Adrian Zavala here, and I hope you're having a great Saturday. I know mine was super busy, and I wanted to hop on here and share with you guys, as you could probably read on there, my biggest misconception about money and also just how you being rich or wealthy, I hate the word, anyway, I won't get into it, how you being wealthy really actually affects your life and other people's lives and including other people who like you'll never even meet. So I want to get into that. This is something that I learned from my mentor Ray Higdon and his friend Solomon. It was a course that I purchased, and I want to pass it on over to you guys because I feel like I took away so much. They say that the best teacher, the best way to retain something is to actually share it with others. So I'm hoping to retain some of this, and so passing it over to you, and maybe you'll take something good away from this. So I'll start with how being wealthy is actually affecting you, and not just you or not just your family, but other people around you. And so the biggest thing that whenever I thought about being wealthy, like, what does that mean? Like, does that just mean that, okay, you might have a this car, you might live in this kind of place, or you eat this food but not that one, right? Like, that's cool, right? That's kind of the thing that I've learned from this program that I was telling you guys about, is that it's so one-dimensional. There is so much more to what's actually happening when you're wealthy, when you're spending money, right? Like, for example, I have a friend. He has a home that's being built, and right, he has to write out a check. He has to, strike a check, pay the construction workers. The construction workers have families, right, that they have to feed, and maybe one of those construction workers is ready to buy a car, buy a family vehicle. So he's gonna go, that construction worker that has the money, he's gonna go and strike a check for that vehicle now that the family's gonna have, right? Right, this family maybe has, obviously not maybe, but they eat food. They have to go grocery shopping. So maybe this construction worker is now going to go and buy some food. So he's going to go to the supermarket, and at the supermarket he's going to see some amazing ribeyes, and he's going to purchase some ribeyes. So right then and there, the meat cutter now has a client, and it's just, do you see how it's affecting, how the money isn't just one of those things where it's like, okay, if you're wealthy, you have this, you have that, and it's all about having. It's money is actually moving through all these networks. Money is moving through, and it's not just like this black and white thing. It's like, it's not this cut or dry thing. It's this thing that is really actually moving through people's lives, affecting how people live. And so it's just one of those things that I never thought about. There's so much more dimensions. Sometimes I feel like I'm in the Matrix now. Now that I think about that, I feel like I'm in the Matrix. Like, in the scene where, and this actually happens a lot in movies of Matrix, where I think Neo is like, he's able to see all the black and the green numbers, right, kind of going up and down the screen, even though he's like in the virtual world. And I think for you guys who know this, he can see all these, the digital world, and he can hack into it. That's why he's like the one, right? And so he can hack into it because he can see all the codes. And that's kind of how I feel now that I know that money isn't just like this thing that you exchange. It actually goes and affects other lives. It doesn't just, stay there. It doesn't just go from one hand to the next. It keeps going. It keeps going. And so with that being said, I want to get into this misconception that I had my whole life. And it was kind of like this, this is the best example that I can share with you guys. And it was kind of like this 0-100 game, where let's say that all the money in the world, excuse me, what was that? Let me start all over. That's my wife over here just cracking up. Right. Anyway, guys, let's say all the money in the world was 0 to 100. And it was, let's say it was these cubes, right? These cubes, just for the sake of my brain, that's how it works, kind of like a graph. And so let's say that out of 100 cubes, you have one of them. And so how I thought of it is like I have this one cube, and if I let's say everybody has 100 cubes. Let's actually put you into this. Everyone has 100 cubes, and every time that I spend something, I'm giving you one cube, so now you have 101, and I have 99 cubes. And then maybe I want something else, and so I want that other thing, and so now I have 98 cubes, and that person has however many more, right? And so that's how I thought of money, the exchange of it. I just thought that it was like, you have this, you have this, and I want it, and now I'm losing money, and you're gaining money, and that's it. And so that was just something that I thought, I believed it. It wasn't a believe like I believe I like chocolate more than vanilla. It was like, this is how I believe that the world function, where they have more, we have less. That's how I thought of it. But the truth is that it doesn't work that way, because of everything I just said. Money keeps going. It keeps spreading. And on top of that, if we really think about what it is that's happening when we're spending money, is before I get into this next point, I used to believe that money was the highest value of something, of like anything. Like, this is the highest value, and I'm exchanging it for kind of like a lower value thing. Like, I can give you a high value, so you can give me like something that's worth the same. And that was just so incorrect, because if you really think about it, what we do when we spend money is, like, for example, how much would you pay for, let's say it was $80 to go out and watch like an awesome concert, right, with like 10 of your most favorite friends. And so it was $80. What happens there is that you have a decision to make of whether or not you value those $80 that you're holding on to so tight, right? Or would you rather go without those $80? Or would you rather live on your life without experiencing that night with 10 of your closest friends at your favorite concert? You see what I'm saying? Like, there is so much more value than just money. And so when you stop thinking about money in that way, as the highest value, as the 0 to 100 cubes, and every time you're exchanging money, you're losing a cube, like, and when you look at the fact that that money just keeps moving, it doesn't just stay from one, it's not one dimensional. It is so many more dimensions, so many more people are being affected when you go out into the marketplace. I think when you do that, and especially if you are a business owner, like, for example, for me and everyone and people who watch this, we're building a network marketing home business. And so when you're building your business, you're not just doing that one dimensional thing, right? You're actually, like, let's say you have a new business partner, okay? And I'm going to end with this. Let's say you have a new business partner. You're the possibility of affecting someone's life, like, in a really amazing way, because maybe they can choose to run with it and grow a business. Like, that's just amazing to me. So let me explain that again. When somebody's making like hammers, right? They're putting together a hammer and they're selling it, and so they're making business, right? They're selling hammers or mouses, right? Maybe they're selling these, whatever. Like, that's cool. That's an amazing business. They're providing services for, they're providing jobs for employees, right? And all that good stuff. But when you're building your home network marketing business on the side, and you're now acquiring a business partner, like, there wasn't just some kind of transaction. Like, you're actually helping somebody to become a business partner, and then you're helping somebody else to become a business partner. And and then business just keeps growing. And so it's just, if you're in network marketing, you totally get what I'm saying, because it's mind blowing. So anyways, guys, I'm going to get off here. I hope you guys took something away from this. Remember that money there's more than one dimension. There's two, three, four. There's like endless dimensions. It's just crazy how many lives you can affect. And so I'll leave you guys with that. You guys have a good night.